Hello world, welcome back to mysticalcraft. So I have made quite a bit of progress on these things. I have finished the first circle and a bit of the roof. I finished the smooth stone around most of this. Not really sure what the final plan is for the shaders. The texture pack, this texture pack is not updated because these are vanilla. And so is Nilium. The netherrack is very different, but why I'm filming right now because I wanted to get a lot further in that, like at least the first roof, at least finish the roof and go around with smooth stone. Yeah, I really don't like andesite is black. That's also why you can, part of the way that you can tell that it's not updated, because this is andesite. And I think this is granite. And this is gravel, I think. Yep. So, things are different. I'm not completely a huge fan, but that's not the point. The point is that I was playing. I filmed the first video, and then the second video, and most of the third video. And then took a break for, like, a while, like, several days. As compared to the amount of time that I had, and to the amount of time that I had been playing, it was pretty long. So, I had figured out that I did that because the only option that I really had to do to make progress was wait for sugarcane to grow and harvest more of that, which I really didn't want to for some reason. Now I've gotten into a little bit of a groove and I want to a little bit more, but it's not as fun. And in a clip that I cut out from the second video, was thinking of making something else across the river. And in a clip that was left into the second video, I mentioned, wow, a lot of the parts of my base for mysticalcraft are based on hermitcraft, either season 6 a little bit or season 7, with like Iskel's trees. I took a lot of inspiration from the design for specifically the canopy. Like, I had the idea to do a tree for a long time. I just didn't have the palette. Now we have the palette, and I have jumped upon that, and I'm very excited. But, well, that wasn't gonna work at all. So, I was inspired. The paths, which I did finally design, were inspired by Scar. One thing that I've always really wanted to do, and I high-key looked up to, and think that it would be cool to try, is Ethos Season 7 base. Which is basically just, I build what I need, and then build the base around it. Which I think is really cool. Is block palettes crazy in the best possible. If you guys have never seen Hermitcraft or his videos, you should probably check that out, because I do not know how to explain his base other than it's crazy and really random in a really good way. He does a lot more redstone, so it makes a bit more sense to make something and then build the base around it, but the basic concept is really cool and is something that I think that I would enjoy before I end up getting burnt out in Minecraft, because I feel like I have to build this thing or have to build that thing. So there was a cutout clip where I said, man, maybe sometime I'll build something over here, depending on how long the realm is up. And there is quite a bit of space out here. And there is quite a bit of stuff that I need before I get to a place where I am actually happy with what's going on. And I could totally get frustrated and upset with this. Could end up taking it apart. I might not. Who knows? But I do want to build like a smelter and this sort of small this sort of farm and a small that sort of farm, and sort of just see where it takes us and see how it goes. But yeah, we're just sort of gonna be like, hey, I want to build this, so let's build it. Hey, I decided I kind of want to build this. So let's build it. His was sort of in a better position because he's in a jungle, so he's sort of building the top of the jungle. So his stuff is floating a lot. We can figure it out. We have all directions. We are quite a bit away from everybody else. So one thing that I really need is an enchanting table. And I started making it a little bit, and I do need some more sugarcane. So one thing that we can do is make a little sugarcane farm and work on making a little smelter and stuff. And then an idea that we could do is make small versions, like a really teeny tiny sugarcane farm, and then if we decide later we want a bigger one, we can make a second bigger one and then still have the small one to sort of remember where we came from. Again, I don't know how long this realm is going to last. I really don't know what's going on because the texture packs and the shaders seem to change every time that I get on, which I'm not upset about. It's just, I don't know what's going on. I've heard on Flower's first video that she has some stuff in mind for us. I don't know what that involves, but I do sort of want to have a nice foundation because I think that other people have like enchanted stuff and I don't. So I would sort of like to get ahead because I was sort of early with diamonds. I was told that I was the first one to have diamonds. Not sure if that's true. Might be. Either way, I sort of want to keep showing everyone that I'm good and sort of deserve to be here, if that's the right way to explain this. But man, is that looking super cool. And I did figure out a little bit of a layout and some paths and stuff, which I'm not going to show off yet, since we're putting this off a bit. I might fiddle around with it. Hopefully when I get some enchanted stuff, we can make this a little bit better and easier. I was thinking of having big underground areas under here where most of my base is. I don't think that's going to be the case anymore. We may still have some underground areas. Honestly, I'm not sure what the future holds, and I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm going to get started on some little things, look up some designs of sugarcane farms, because I've actually never made one. Build it, maybe build some other stuff, and see you guys in a bit. Oh yes, before I go, in case this does change, I do want to show you guys what the netherrack looks like. It's a little strange. It's very strange. Now, I don't want to directly look at an Enderman, but the Endermen are weird looking. I don't want to say they look British, but they look British. There's one. I'll see you guys in the next clip. Hello world, welcome back. So I did something a little bit crazy. I went online and I looked up some tutorials for Minecraft and actually found one that's actually 2 years old because I cannot comprehend this year's Minecraft, this year's Redstone, but one from Skeppy6 Gaming from 2 years ago when the observers first came out, and I made this. And yes, there's dirt all over, and I made it a bit above the ground. In his tutorial, this sand was level with the ground. I made it like this because this was how I wanted to make it. The minecart is super laggy, but that's okay. His was a little bit bigger. I wanted to test it out and make sure that I could do it before I made a bunch of observers and pistons. But I did. It hasn't yielded anything yet. I just set it up. I'm really excited. Hopefully we start getting some stuff. I think I am gonna put more pistons and observers on, and we can eventually make this longer. Right now I'm just thinking of how do I design this, because because of where this is, so that it perpetually goes, this has to be below one level lower than this block so that there isn't issues here. There are some things that I learned, like the fact that sand floats over rails, so that's awesome. I would not have learned that. I would not have thought of using the pistons. And I was originally going for a redstone one, but I saw this one. The tutorial is literally like 5 minutes long. I think anyone could do this. They don't step on the minecart tracks, because that's probably not good. And I can show you guys it working. So if we just boom, boom. it should observe. And I forgot to put blocks on the sides. That's important. I forgot that they could go this way, because going this way towards me isn't going to affect anything. The hopper must have picked up the other sugarcane, and it's in the chest. So let's do one more test. 1 and 2. Boom. Okay. Redstone's harder than I thought. This is my first night since making this. That's how little time it took me. This is what the Endermen look like. So look at this iron golem. Just look crazy. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that face. I like the body, but I don't know if I'm a fan of the face. I love how a lot of these clips end up being texture pack reviews, because we've gone through, I think, 5 texture packs at this point. We've gone through several, but I keep going like, oh, I like this, oh, I don't like this. Like, this is really cool. I like the window. I love the window idea, and it's very similar to vanilla. Not a fan of the iron golem. The cats are red, which I absolutely hate. This is my jelly cat, by the way. It's red. Orange cat. I had a... Oh, yep, it is still here. This is my gray cat. And a brown cat that was in another clip. That one's red as well. I don't know why they're red. I don't like that. And I don't like the nether. And this... Just how desaturated this looks. Like, I like the black for the book, but I don't like the fact that this is like a brownish red. And this is like a purplish red. But the bookshelves I love. I also don't like that andesite is black. I don't like the observer faces as well either. They look like a plug rather than a face. Like a wall socket, that's what I'm trying to say. Obsidian looks cool though. But it looks like a brick. It looks man-made, which is sort of an interesting idea. And I don't know why, but I don't like the cloth on the top not being like completely centered, but I do like that there's a drawer there, which I don't know if that's in vanilla. I also don't like the color of the chests. Like, they're better than vanilla, and I like the little side things, but I don't like this color. So there's my texture pack review. Hello world, it is the next day, and the texture pack seems to have changed back to the more, like, Faithful HD one. I know that Faithful is an actual texture pack, and I don't believe this is what it looks like. But very faithful to the original nonetheless. So, last night, after I stopped playing Minecraft, I decided what I wanted to do. I was thinking very hard and trying to figure it out. So what I think I'm going to do is put a floor right here and have a porch sort of come out a couple of blocks so that you can't see this chest for now. And then have it be 1.5 blocks tall so you have to crouch underneath. People can't just walk, which I think would be a cool idea. I went on a little exploratory adventure after I left off yesterday, and I got some kelp. So I got some kelp, as you guys can see. And man, do I like this version of kelp better. You guys did not see what it looked like in the other one. Just in your hand, it looked like a leaf. I wasn't a huge fan of it. Like, this one still looks like a leaf, but it looked like a tree leaf, not like a generic leaf. I don't know how to explain this, but we're gonna put the floor here. We're gonna have the floor be 4 or 5 wide, and then we're going to have another one of these for kelp. And it's gonna be a nice little hallway. I don't know what to make the floor out of, or the walls, which is what I'm realizing is my problem right now. We can cover this up. We can change this from being dirt. We could even probably put trapdoors there. I don't know, does redstone go on trapdoors? We'll find out. A little bit of a fun time with it, and then I think we're going to have some stairs over here to go up into a room here that will be an enchanting room, and then here on the other side it will go into a small smelter. So yeah, I think that's the idea. I don't know what to make the floor out of. I was thinking kelp, because kelp goes with so many different things, and it's got like a natural earthy vibe. and stuff, and I was a natural earthy vibe. But I was also thinking of stripped logs in a crisscross pattern. I don't know if I have the energy for that. I don't know what I want to make the walls out of for sure. So I think what I'm going to do is make the kelp grower, just like I did on this side. Then once we get a bit more kelp, we can start on building. Oh my goodness, my brain is not working today. So once we finish that, we can start on building the floor, because the more I think about kelp being the go-to block, the more I like it. I think that maybe this face of it, like, because I think that this is going to be like a doorway. So I think that there's going to be a doorway probably like going up here with stairs like here, because it's going to be about 3 blocks off the ground is where the ground is going to be, or the floor. I'm thinking about dark oak maybe, and have like a very wooden face here. It's going to look a bit like startery, lots of probably cobble at the bottom. Very startery, but sort of cool. That's the vibe we're going for. I don't know, there's a mesa that we can get to, which has a bunch of cool blocks that aren't as startery that we could eventually go on to. But I think a very natural, earthy brown and green is good for this little section. So I'm going to get started on that. We are not going to do any testing in my building testing world. We are just going to build it here, and that's what it's going to be. If we don't like it, we tear it straight down. Hello world, welcome back to mysticalcraft. So, we are here at spawn. Here's my horse. And what we are going to do is, I realized that the nether is the easiest way to get around. Well, I knew that, but we are at the point where we can traverse in the nether, and I proposed that I would make a nether portal at spawn and start a nether hub, connect my base, whatnot. It seems like that's what we're going with. And I made a really cool organic flower design that I was gonna have sort of droop from over there, sort of like coming from this mountain. It was a flower, but it seemed too complicated and probably gonna end up using it for my own. But I didn't want to do anything too crazy in case some people didn't like it. So I came up with a really cute little birch house design, and I was gonna build it right here, but that's where Diamond's starter base is. I don't know that I should build it in this area. I don't know if he's still using this house. I don't know. I feel like this would be the best place for the nether portal though. So I think I might just build it anyway, because this is the start of the shopping district. It will probably bridge over there, I'm guessing. So I think that having something right here would be good, and Diamond can use it as his nether portal. So I think this is what we're gonna go with, and if everybody hates it, then everybody hates it and we'll change it. But it's just a really simple birch house, cobblestone at the bottom. I think I forgot normal cobblestone. Yeah, I did. So we're gonna have to run back, but I will show you guys when it's done. Hello world, welcome back to mysticalcraft. So, I made the house just fine, but we do still have a bit of a mess. This is the house. It's really simple, as you can see, Diamonds right there, but I didn't want to build it too far over because that's where the shops are supposed to be. So this is the temporary place. It can be moved, but this portal right here, I'm not going to go in there, but it goes to my base for some reason. I don't know why, but it goes to my base. So we're going to have to take the cords and then divide by 8 and build a portal there. And then make our lovely little hub. I'm just gonna sort of leave it open for now. So I noticed while I was building that if we get on the horse, so that's the famous waterfall. But if we go just this way, there is some other people's little paradise place there is some other people's little, like, paradise place. I'm not going to get too close. I'm not going to show it on camera. That's for them to show in their videos, which you should totally go watch. No, why that sounded sarcastic. This is our meeting table, because there is 7 of us right now. This spawn was not that great. Like, this is not a good area for a shopping district, but that's just my opinion. We can totally go that way with the shops and this way. Everybody built so close to spawn, though. I am about 1,000 blocks away, I think. I am going to start on the nether hub, and I left it big enough so that you can go in with a horse. I may replace this with trapdoors or something, so that there's nothing, but if you go through right, you don't even get suffocation damage. It's not a big deal. I thought that this was cool. Would also look cool with a lantern, but again, the suffocation damage issue, and it takes iron. And I have quite a bit of these from working on the warped city, I guess one could call it. I put some netherrack around my portal, so the endermen can't go through my portal. So the hole's only too tall on the nether side. So I don't know how that's going to do, if it'll let me get back in. So I feel like this is just fine. Because I have made a bit of progress. Nothing crazy, because I did start getting bored with it and realized that I put rules on myself. And I was like starting to plan it out really far ahead. Like I was like, okay, this is going to be here. And then I ended up making a box that was just made out of oak, and that's... If you go there, you need to step back. Show you guys what I mean, because the oak box is still there. So this is what it's looking like. It looks really crazy, I'm realizing, because I am going to build these up, make pillars, and have this come out a little bit, I think. Maybe even extend this roof out to here. So there's a little porch area. I do kind of like this 2-block underneath design. And then we have this, which has been destroyed so many times, and I even started crying because the sand kept falling, because this happened and that, and whatever. This is the oak box. It's supposed to be my enchanting room, and I was like, okay, I'll make the floor out of oak. And then for some reason I ended up making this out of oak, because I'm not really finding blocks that I really like. So I think I'm just going to step back for a bit. Started getting more excited about doing my other project and gathering stuff for that, the city, so it's fine to step back from this for a bit. This is going to be my smelter area. One idea that I did have is having this middle area have a big step down, and then have the iron farm up here, and or the village breeder, so I can just work on making that, and then, as I was planning to, make the building around it. I feel like I've gotten nothing from my sugarcane farm. I haven't, but I haven't gotten much. But I get quite a bit from my kelp farm. It appears not now, though. So I think that this is all that I have to show off that I'm going to in this clip, because I do have a little bit more. Oh yeah, and I started taking off the trees at the back of this hill here. You still can't see it. I took out all the birch trees. You can just barely see it is our little circle thing. There, you can see a couple blocks right there. But hopefully we can clear that out and maybe terraform this. It'll be a while before I end up doing so, but eventually, hopefully, terraforming this down to at least here. At least 73, and then we'll eventually get back down to 64 somewhere. Doing nice, just like not going up here at all. Just none of this. Just smooth and then down. That will work out much better. Not sure what I'm going to build back here. It could be a Crimson City. Who knows, because the design is very workable for Crimson as well. I found a second sheep. I found a handful of sheep, but I found a second one. So now I can have more than 2. But I am going to keep working on... I actually ran out of materials while building. I got like stacks of the warp stem, but I'm gonna work on getting some more materials, and I will see you guys when I'm happy and ready to show y'all my progress.